As the lights went out, the Wembley Stadium fell silent in anticipation. Taylor Swift was lit up by a torch. Her signature red lipstick matched the sequined microphone she was holding. As she started singing her #1 hit, Love Story, there was a wave of cheers. Travis Kelce watched and felt his heart beat fast in his chest. Taylor had become an important part of his life, and they were in a love story that went on and off the stage. She had a treat planned for him tonight that would make all of her fans go crazy. The stage went dark for a moment as the last sounds of Love Story faded. Then, a flash of light revealed Taylor, but she was now standing next to Travis Kelce, a familiar face in a football outfit. The crowd let out a loud roar that was a mix of shock, joy, and disbelief. Travis just stood there, speechless. He had planned to watch the show from behind the scenes, but Taylor drew him into her world and into the spotlight. Taylor smiled when she saw how much her fans loved and were excited about her. With a quiet challenge in her eyes, she gave Travis a microphone. After he took a big breath and thought about it for a moment, he started to sing. There were some flaws in his voice, but it was emotional and full of the love he had for Taylor. The crowd joined in, and their sounds mixed with his to make a chorus of love and unity. When the song was over, Travis gave Taylor an intense kiss. Their embrace was lit up by the stadium lights, catching a moment of real, unscripted love. The crowd's cheers built up to a symphony of praise for their surprise duet. After the show, Travis couldn't say anything backstage. She showed him tonight how powerful her love, music, and relationship with her fans are. He had always known Taylor was great. He would always remember that moment. The news of their surprise performance went viral, taking over news outlets and social media. Taylor's fans were so happy for the couple that they made memes, fan art, and words of support to celebrate their love story. Travis Kelce, a tight end who was known for being eloquent on the field, couldn't say a word because his girlfriend was a pop star. But in that quiet, he learned more about love, music, and the power of being with someone. As proof of the power of music and the magic of Taylor Swift, that night would always be a part of their love story. Even though it was raining in London, the electric mood at Wembley Stadium didn't change much. Taylor Swift's Eras tour took over the world and left behind a trail of enchanted Swifties. Tonight, it was London's turn to be charmed. There was a lot of nervousness and excitement backstage. Travis Kelce, Swift's boyfriend and an NFL star tight end, was pacing restlessly among the crew and dancers. Instead of his normal swagger, he had a nervous energy that could only come from a stadium full of die-hard Taylor Swift fans. At the same time, Taylor, who was on stage and surrounded by a flurry of lights, had the crowd glued to her finger. Her show was a fascinating trip through the different times in her career as a musician. Between each song, she made her trademark emotional connection with the crowd. As the first chords of Love Story rang through the stadium, the crowd went crazy with happiness. In a move that would make the internet go crazy, Taylor stopped and looked around the crowd before settling on a spot close to the stage. She spoke with a voice full of fun mischief. "There's someone special here tonight. Someone who's been the Romeo to my Juliet and the Jay Gatsby to my Daisy Buchanan." When the camera moved to Travis, he stood still with his mouth open in shock. The stadium erupted in screams and cheers. Taylor boomed, "Travis Kelce," which set off another wave of chaos. "I want you to know, you're the only one who can make me sing like this." The stadium lights went out, leaving just one bright spot on Travis. As Taylor started to sing a simple, acoustic version of Love Story, the crowd fell silent. She looked at Travis and her voice was filled with raw emotion. It looked like time stopped for a second. The NFL star, who was known for being cocky on the field, stood there speechless, tears still in his eyes. And the crowd let out a simultaneous gasp when he showed how vulnerable he was at that moment. As the song's last notes died, Taylor left the stage and walked over to Travis. As she reached out, took his hand, and pulled him in for a soft kiss, everyone in the room held their breath. The crowd erupted in cheers, and the sound could be heard all the way to London at night. Behind the scenes, Travis finally found his voice while holding Taylor close. He finally said, his voice emotional, "You're unbelievable." Taylor Swift just smiled and said, "That's why they call me Taylor Swift, honey." The next morning, there were a lot of clips of that memorable moment all over the internet. The Kelce kiss became a legend right away, solidifying Taylor Swift's position as the queen of pop music and temporarily rendering Travis Kelce, the tough NFL player, speechless under the spell of love and music. As the lights went out, the Wembley Stadium fell silent in anticipation. A spotlight cut through the darkness and shone on Taylor Swift, who was glowing in a costume that sparkled. People in the room got very excited when she started to sing her famous love song, Love Story. At the same time, Travis Kelce watched from backstage with his heart racing. It was a special moment, and he knew that the surprise would make Taylor and her friends very happy. As the song went on, Taylor looked at everyone in the crowd before finally deciding on Travis. With a sly grin on her face, she changed the words in a way that made them sound like a private declaration of their love. The crowd burst in shock and joy, sending a roar through the stadium. Taylor winked at Travis, which was a way for them to tell each other their secret. He couldn't say anything, and a big smile spread across his face. She had done it again. Her surprise and charm had made him fall in love with her. When she got back on stage, Taylor kept performing, and the crowd's energy made her even more passionate. Her fans' social media feeds were full of rumors and happy replies because they were so excited. Within minutes, the phrase #Kelce Swift surprise became popular, making the excitement even bigger. Travis finally made it to the side of the stage, where he could see Taylor's amazing show. He was amazed at how well she could control the stage and how well she could connect with her fans. But what moved him even more was how she showed her love in public. They took a risk, showed how much they loved each other, and made their bond stronger. As the concert hit its peak, Taylor went back to the backstage area, her face red with happiness. She threw herself into Travis' arms, and their laughing mixed with the crowd's cheers, which could still be heard outside. "Did you see their faces?" Taylor asked, out of breath from being so excited. "I did," Travis said, his voice heavy with worry. "And I've never been more in love with you." Even though Taylor's fans were going crazy, the only thing that mattered to Travis Kelce was the woman in front of him. She was the love of his life, and they had just taken their relationship to